Hello everyone, and welcome back viewers to Fun with Flags and History. Today we're diving into a complex and tragic chapter of African history, the Mozambican Civil War. Lasting for over 15 years, this conflict had a profound impact on the country and its people. In this video we will explore the causes, key players, major events, and the aftermath of the Mozambican Civil War. Before delving into the Civil War itself, let's provide some background to Mozambique. Located on the southeastern coast of Africa, Mozambique gained its independence from Portugal in 1975. However, the country's transition to self-governance was far from smooth. It soon plunged into a brutal civil war that lasted from 1977 to 1992. The Mozambican Civil War had deep-rooted causes with political, economic, and ideological factors contributing to the conflict. Following independence, Mozambique's ruling party, the Mozambique Liberation Front, also known as Frelimo, aimed to transform the country into a socialist state aligned with the Soviet Union. This led to tensions with anti-communist groups, primarily the Mozambican National Resistance, or Renamo. Renamo, supported by external actors who opposed Frelimo's Marxist ideology, launched an insurgency to challenge the ruling party's authority. The conflict intensified as both sides sought to gain control over valuable resources including land, mines, and strategic locations. In the early years, Renamo relied heavily on guerrilla tactics, ambushing government forces and targeting infrastructure. They disrupted transportation networks, destroyed agricultural production, and inflicted widespread terror on civilian populations. The conflict in Mozambique became intertwined with regional dynamics. Neighboring countries, including Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, and apartheid South Africa, saw an opportunity to weaken Frelimo's socialist regime. They provided support, including training, arms, and safe havens to Renamo, exacerbating the conflict. On the other hand, Frelimo received support from socialist countries, primarily the Soviet Union and Cuba. This assistance included military training, weapons, and economic aid. However, international efforts to mediate the conflict proved challenging, and peace talks repeatedly broke down. The Mozambican Civil War caused a severe humanitarian crisis. It led to the displacement of millions of people, food shortages, malnutrition, and the destruction of infrastructure, such as schools and hospitals. The war's impact on civilians was devastating, with both sides accused of committing human rights abuses. Now, let's explore some of the major events that shaped the Mozambican Civil War. The Beira Mutiny, which occurred in 1981, was a significant event that showcased internal division within the Mozambican armed forces. A group of military officers staged rebellion against the Frelimo government in the city of Beira. While the mutiny was eventually suppressed, it highlighted the challenges faced by the ruling party to maintain control over its armed forces. The battles in Gorongosa, a region in central Mozambique, was a series of intense clashes between government forces and Renamo rebels. Gorongosa served as a strategic stronghold for Renamo, allowing them to launch attacks on key transportation routes. The Mozambican military, supported by Cuban troops, engaged in extensive operations to regain control of the region. These battles resulted in heavy casualties on both sides and showcased the ferocity of the conflict. The Battle of Mapai was a significant confrontation that took place in southern Mozambique. Renamo launched his large-scale attack on the town of Mapai, aiming to seize control of the area and its resources. The Mozambican military, supported by Zimbabwean forces, mounted a defense and successfully repelled Reinamo's assault. This battle marked a turning point, demonstrating the determination of the government forces to protect strategic locations. The Battle of Cuito Cuanavale, although primarily associated with the Angolan Civil War, had a significant impact on the Mozambican conflict. This battle, fought between the Angolan Armed Forces, supported by Cuban troops, and the South African Defense Force, took place near the Mozambican border. This agreement established a ceasefire, paved the way for the demobilization of combatants, and initiated a process of political reconciliation. The peace agreement marked an end to the Mozambican Civil War, setting the stage for the country's recovery and rebuilding. The end of the Mozambican Civil War opened a new chapter for the country, but the aftermath presented significant challenges. Rebuilding Mozambique was an enormous task. The country had to address the physical, social, and economic scars left by the war. Demobilizing soldiers, reintegrating combatants into society, and restoring basic services were among the key priorities. Furthermore, the war's legacy had a lasting impact on the political landscape, shaping the country's future trajectory. As we conclude this video, it's essential to recognize the resilience of the Mozambican people, who endured immense suffering during the Civil War. The Mozambican Civil War was a complex conflict driven by political, economic, and ideological factors. Well, everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like. And if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe, as not only does it help me in the algorithm, but it helps make videos like these that you're watching right here. And of course, if you want to also check out my channel, another way you can is through Facebook. Link in the description below. This is, of course, Frank, with Fun with Flags and History, signing off. Have a good one.